Meet Lee Olson, chairman of the Committee to End Slavery. Using a Huntington Beach post office box, Olson has submitted a statewide ballot proposal that, if passed into law, would exempt California residents without children in public schools from having to pay school-related taxes. Parents pursuing alternative education are penalized unfairly by having to not only pay for their children's education but also by being forced to pay for the education of other children, Olson writes in his proposal, the California Education Tax Relief Act, which was submitted in November. On his website, Olson argues that forcing non-parents to pay for the education of kids that aren't theirs is essentially forcing taxation at gunpoint, and he compares it to theft. It's not Olson's first trip to the End Slavery rodeo. He submitted an identically named proposal in 2009. Start your day with the news you need from the Bay Area and beyond. Sign up for our Morning Report weekday newsletter. And once again, his battle to get his initiative on the ballot is decidedly uphill. He would need to gather 585,407 signatures for his amendment to qualify for the November general election ballot, a feat that some experts call nearly impossible. Ad choice advertising and red invented by Tees. Still, his argument is out there for all to see. The bottom line of this constitutional initiative amendment is that only the persons financially responsible for a student enrolled in an Article 9 government school is required to pay for the cost of enrollment, he writes. All CA residents who do not have a student enrolled in an Article 9 government school will not be required to pay enrollment costs for students enrolled in Article 9 schools. This applies to Article 9 government schools at all levels, including the University of California. In his argument, Olson asks the following questions: should the government force you, coerce at gunpoint, to pay for your neighbor's automobile? Should the government force you to pay for your neighbor's Hawaii vacation? Should the government force you to pay for your neighbor's mortgage or rent? Should the government force you to pay for your neighbor's kid's computer? Should the government force you to pay for your neighbor's kid's clothes? And then he says, if you answered no to these questions, then why should the government coerce you to pay for your neighbor's kid's education? Here's some things to know about this mystery man behind this curious attempt to right what he obviously sees as a very big wrong. Olson's constitutional amendment, the California Freedom from Slavery Act, proposes, notwithstanding any provision of the Constitution to the contrary, every resident of the state of California shall be exempt from all forms of state, county or local income, real estate property and personal property taxes or fees beginning the year of the 55th anniversary of the birth of the resident and continuing every year of residency thereafter until, and including, the day of the resident's death, and shall be exempt from any form of estate tax on the resident's estate. You can donate and read more here. https://committee-to-end-slavery.com/17-0029.html. His California Education Tax Relief Act proposal, filed August 30, 2017, asserts that California schools are leaving students unprepared for college, forcing parents to seek other options. Parents pursuing alternative education are penalized unfairly by having to not only pay for their children's education but also by being forced to pay for the education of other children, he writes. A report from the State Legislative Analyst's Office said Olson's proposal could cause governments to lose $30 billion annually. According to a report in the San Diego Free Press, Lee Olson is a retired real estate dealer over 70 years old and lives in Westminster. He still has some relationship with Olson Leland and Edwards, LLC, and maintains a business address in Huntington Beach, California, about 3 miles from his home. Except for the 6 state initiatives he has filed, there are few other mentions of him in the media. He does own a web domain, lovetrumpseverything.com, but there is nothing on it. The press also reported that the Committee to End Slavery does not seem to be a functioning body. It has no web presence and there is not a mention of the group in the media that is not tied to Lee Olson's state ballot initiatives. 80 Equality Auto 360p 720p 1080p. You might also like currency trading. A simple explanation. IG Singapore. How does your city rank on the high quality of life, work, money, finding flow? How to carve out time for creativity, work, money. This $89 mosquito repellent is the most incredible. Mosquitoes.technologytrends.meesg, a new criteria for measuring business performance in wholesale banking. Investors and corporates recognize added value of ESG in wholesale banking. Why historic San Jose Latino district fears losing. MercuryNews.com. It's official. Dude Brown signs bill making surfing. MercuryNews.com. First look inside San Jose's Lily Mays Barbecue 2.0. MercuryNews.com. Demi Lovato's alleged dealer claimed they had a romantic relationship. Report says Michael J. Fox hid wine bottles, drinking from Tracy Pollan after Parkinson's diagnosis. Factors to think about before a pet DNA test. www.familyminded.com. Quick weekend getaways from Singapore. HL Assurance. Important facts about iron deficiency anemia. Health grades. Miss Manners. This stranger insulted me in the grocery line. 49ers vs. Texans. 3 studs, 3 duds. Why is this military watch sweeping sales? Adagadgets.com. 2 things to consider if you are getting an integrated shield plan. IP. Are you ready? Home. HSBC Singapore launches Pay Now. Corporate HSBC business. Angelina Jolie's reported new boyfriend is not what you'd expect from Angelina Jolie. Former Oakland Raider gets early release from jail.